Hi, I'm Ray.
I'm James, and this is episode 12 of A Brief History of Nothing. What do we have to know? The first item tonight is
A hydrogel.
Hydrogels. Yes, really specific. Yes. What they've done is there's scientists that have managed to create basically a hydrogel that is made up of tiny, tiny little spheres that can be injected into a wound. So if you're cutting up vegetables up and take the end of your finger off or something that someone here would know about, or for me, if you walk out onto oncoming traffic, something I know about. Don't do that. Look both ways, kids. Then you have abrasions or cuts or whatever. These can actually be injected into the wound, and basically they stick together. You know how you get some old on a really hot day you get humbugs or something that stick together really badly?
Yep.
Essentially this is what happens. And so it gives the scaffolding for the skin cells to actually bind to, and it actually speeds up the healing process.
Well, they've got a frame to grow on, so they don't have to grow so many of them to cover the wound, and then they can just thicken up as the...
Yeah, and then the hydrogel, basically the immune system takes the hydrogel out, and then the skin is... And the flesh is done.
Yes, yeah, that's UCLA. That came from UCLA's...
Engineering and Applied Science.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, now you've got a difficulty, you're having a problem with your Star Trek.
Now, one of the many frustrating things with living in Australia and being a nerd is that yes, Netflix has only been here for a few months. Only just got here. I mean, it's been in North America for donkeys, but it only just got here. And you can, unless you have Netflix, it's very hard to watch things like Star Trek, various Star Trek series and what have you, without being naughty and pirating, looking at someone. Anyway, so...
I paid for my episodes.
You paid for your episodes? Anyway.
Yes, they're on that new medium, magnetic tape.
He has them all. He has a great pile of Star Trek on VHS. For kids, anyone who doesn't know what VHS is, big plastic cassettes, right? And you had magnetic tape in them, and you stick them in what's called the VCR, and then the head read some magnetic tape. Anyway, it's actually a funny series. It's actually a funny episode of the Fine Brothers where they get they have kids react and elders react and various other things. And they have one of the ones they've had was these kids, and they had this big clunky TV and this VHS, and they say, "Oh look," and they handed the kid a cassette tape to play. And they're like, what? How does this work? What?
Alright, so get on with your stuff.
Anyway, so yeah, it's very hard to legally obtain, if you don't have Netflix, it's very hard to legally obtain Star Trek and other series, other particularly science fiction series that are very niche. And that's one that's really annoying. And of course everything, once you get hold of the thing, everything's just twice as expensive as everywhere else in the world, of course.
Yes, of course. That's how it does. Yes. We
Really
must pay through the nose for every single thing.
Right, and
now,
you wanted to do a science thing.
Yes, I'm going to talk about physics. Okay? Yeah, okay.
I'd like to put forward my last will and testament.
Yeah. Okay, so we pretty much understand the Newtonian world of physics as it relates to us around...
Well, some of us do. Some of us still pull in front of large trucks with lots of inertia, but yes.
Yeah. Big truck, short distance, not going to work. Okay, so inertia, gravity, all those little wonderful things. Okay, but at the quantum level, what a research team from ANU, under Associate Professor Alan Truscott, have discovered that time, as we know in the real world, time is linear, but at the quantum level, time is not necessarily linear.
It goes back and forth and all over the joint.
Yes, so things can be... they're finding that, as you know, in the real world, the past has an effect on the present, which has an effect on the future. But what they're finding in the quantum level, that's not necessarily the case. The future can have an effect on the past. And the other thing they're finding is that things can be in more than one state. So they can be in more than one state at more than one time. So they're researching into that and seeing what that what the ramifications of that might be?
I just wanted to quickly mention, now a lot of people misinterpret quantum physics. And there's a very famous documentary that I used to be obsessed with, and now I realise what the F was I doing. It's called What the Bleep Do We Know, and it basically completely misinterprets quantum physics as basically a self-help thing, and you can with quantum mechanics you give something to the quantum foam and you change your reality, which is a complete load of bunk. Alright, so guys, this is on the quantum level. Okay, we're talking about electrons here, we're talking about gluons, and we're talking about quarks here. Okay, subatomic particles.
So if you have gluons, do you have stick-ons?
Gluons are basically what help hold hadrons together, protons and neutrons and other things together. Right. They hold quarks in it. It's complicated. But,
right.
Okay, and because we're made up of quadrillions of atoms,
yeah,
everything cancels out. Everything is... So, the macroscopic world doesn't work like individual atoms, doesn't work on the quantum level. Okay, so when we get over this whole quantum woo crap, I will actually put quite an amusing link. There's a channel called 60 Symbols by a guy called Brady Haran, and he is interviewing a physics professor on this subject, on this whole quantum woo thing, and it's actually quite interesting, and I'll link it in the description. Right. But, you... Mr. I cut keys for a living, wanted to show us all something.
I'm sure millions of people out there are familiar with this Toyota key.
It's for a Camry, isn't it?
Oh, no. Camry. Look,
Camry and several other models.
Quite a lot of models of Toyota, and I've clipped it together.
And you can't unclip it.
Yes.
Come on, you can do it. You can do it. I mean, there's a screwdriver set, but it's in the other room.
No, I didn't put the screwdriver inside the screw in, so it'd come apart easy.
I don't have the.
Oh. Anyway.
I have slightly longer nails than you. Give it here.
No, it's okay.
Okay, cool.
What I can say is that with this key, it is a very popular thing because these things have a habit of breaking because they're simply a bad design. The blade only goes into the base as far as that screw goes in.
You might want to hold it right up to the lens,
yep,
so people can see it.
Yep, right. Now, people have a habit of super gluing these things back together.
Which means you can never undo them.
Well, you can if you break them out, but they work on the principle the more super glue the better. And believe me, do not, under any circumstances, super glue these keys back together. Two problems. A, we've got to get them apart to take the modules out and put them in new
things, because it stuffs the electronics on them.
And B, they get so much super glue in there that they actually get it into the module inside the key, and then it's just
gone.
And so they end up costing themselves hundreds of dollars. So, for your own sake, if it breaks,
just get another
case. Get another one.
Just get a case. It's not that expensive. He is slightly. I'll just mention that he does sell key cases for a living. So, but just it's a $60 case is better than what, $1,000 key from Toyota or something.
Well, these are only a few $100s to get a new one of these for whatever one that fits. Yaris's and Taragos and Corollas, and there's just
a great swath of them.
Yeah, but just don't super glue them. Not unless you really intend on costing yourself a lot of money.
Yeah,
okay?
And also with Commodore keys, Holden Commodore keys, don't try and change the batteries in them.
Yeah, because most people wreck the aerials.
And also the batteries are actually soldered to the terminals.
Yes.
So you take the battery out, that completely wipes the key, and so you have a useless key.
Yes. They are a sealed unit. The only way you're going to get them open is to break them open, and when you break them open, you basically write the key off.
Yeah, essentially. So just go to a locksmith or a shoe repairer and just get another one. Don't go to a Holden. If anyone works at a Holden dealership, I'm sorry, but don't go to a Holden dealership. They rip you off blind. Just go to a key cutter of some description and get it changed, because most of them do it.
Yes. Okay. Now,
who was born? Who was born? Who got what on this day?
Okay, June 9th on this day. Australian actor called Terry Norris.
Who's Terry Norris?
Terry Norris. If anyone's ever seen the recent Australian movie Paper Planes, he played the grandfather in that. And if any Australian remembers Division 4,
No.
he played the desk sergeant in that. And going back even further to the late 60s, and a soap opera called Bellbird, he played Joe Turner in that. It was quite interesting because he was actually relatively a young man. He was in his late 30s to 40, supposedly playing, someone pushing 60, and so he had to make him up a bit, give him a hat, hide his non-grey hair, and do a few other things to make him look a bit older. But so that was Joe Turner. American actor Johnny Depp.
We all know Johnny Depp. He's Pirate of the Caribbean and did a few other things.
Yes, we all know who Johnny Depp is. Well, yeah, he's into his 50s now.
He's like you, he's old.
Yeah, 1963 I was born. American tunesmith, Cole Porter. The odd person I've heard of Cole Porter.
No, who's Cole Porter and what's a tunesmith?
He writes music, songs.
Okay, so he's a songwriter.
Well, he writes the music for them.
But he's still a songwriter.
Yes.
He's a composer.
If you look up Cole Porter, you'll find a few million songs that he wrote.
Well, I'll link it in the description.
Yes.
But on Tunesmith, and it's like just composer. Yeah.
Okay.
Works.
Okay. Now, on this day, James L. Ray, the accused killer of Martin Luther King Jr., was arrested in London. And for the car buffs, today is the day that the first Porsche was assembled in 1948. And also, 3 days ago, on June 6th, 1944, D-Day happened.
Yeah, basically the beginning.
largest amphibious invasion ever.
Yeah, and it basically was the start of the end of the European end of World War II.
Yes, the beginning of the end.
Yeah, and yeah, all right, and his phone is ringing. That's good. Well done. I will point at you and I put mine on aeroplane mode and his phone is ringing.
Mine never rings.
I'm hoping we're not going to get copped for copyright. No, what you do? No, you just answered it. Well done.
No, anyway.
Anyway, he just answered his phone by accident. Anyway, that's us for another week. He needs to answer his phone call. Well done.
Yes. Sorry.
You might have noticed we've switched. We've actually we're against the other wall.
We've actually got our
logo in the background.
Yeah.
And so we did a 180 degree switch. Next week we want to do an experiment, and I don't know if we're going to do it. Yeah, we don't know. But what we want to do is we want to see if we can get lemons to charge a phone.
Yes, find out how many lemons, how much charge we get off these lemons, and how many lemons it takes to charge a phone.
Yes. So we're not expecting a lot of current per lemon. So we're going to need a lot of lemons, and we're going to need a lot of galvanized steel because we need the zinc to react with the acid in the lemon.
So if you're ever stuck in a citrus orchard with a flat phone, we'll show you what you need to do.
Yes. Because that. Anyway, if you like us, hit the like button, subscribe if you want to hear more, comment.
Please, comments. Love comments.
Yes.
Tell us what you want to hear.
Yes. And,
okay.
alright, see you later, guys.
Bye.
Bye.